in a sleek, high-rise corporate building where the hustle of executives echoed through the air. A seemingly ordinary woman went about her work. Her name was Emily, dressed in a plain blue uniform. She held a mop in one hand and a bucket in the other, her movements steady and practiced, but behind her calm exterior, there was something much more powerful brewing within her. Emily wasn't new to this world of polished suits and lofty office spaces. For years, she had quietly observed, learning every detail about how things worked, who held the power, who made the decisions, and most importantly, who was overlooked. She had always been invisible to those who walked the corridors in their sharp suits, but Emily knew better. She knew the power wasn't always in what could be seen. It was often in the things left unnoticed and the people deemed insignificant. Each day as she cleaned the same hallways and swept the same floors, Emily's mind worked tirelessly, planning. She had no interest in remaining invisible. She was here for a reason. It wasn't about the mop or the bucket. It was about something far greater, taking control of the very place that had never given her a second glance. And today, she was ready to begin her rise. She had spent years quietly building her influence, working her way through the complexities of the corporate world, acquiring shares and slowly gaining control of the company, all while remaining under the radar. Emily's education and perseverance had prepared her for this moment. She had known all along that the road to power wasn't easy, but it was within reach. As Emily made her way down the hallway toward the elevators, she overheard snippets of conversations. The executives were all wrapped up in their latest merger, discussing how it would boost their bonuses, their fame, their dominance. They passed her by without a second thought. They couldn't even bother to notice her. The building's polished marble floors, golden chandeliers, and modern art displayed on the walls were symbols of the success these people believed they had earned through their brilliance. But Emily knew better. Their success had come on the backs of people like her, the ones who made the company run behind the scenes. That night, as Emily prepared for the next day, she thought about the years of work and sacrifice it had taken to get to this point. Tomorrow, she would no longer be just a cleaning lady. Tomorrow, she would take her place at the table where real decisions were made. The following morning, as Emily returned to her post in the same uniform, there was a fire in her eyes. This wasn't just any other day. Today, everything would change. She walked into the boardroom of the company she had silently conquered, her presence commanding the attention of everyone inside. The executives were discussing their next big move, laughing and congratulating themselves. But when Emily didn't start cleaning the windows or sweeping the floor, the room fell silent. Nathan, the CEO, looked up and frowned. "What's this? What do you need?" he asked, his tone dripping with dismissal. Emily stood tall, unshaken, her gaze unwavering. "Actually, Mr. Pierce," she said calmly, "I'm here for the meeting." The room went still. No one knew how to react. Nathan, confused, glanced around. "Meeting?" he repeated. Emily smiled slightly as she reached into her pocket and placed a document in front of him. "As of this morning, I am the majority shareholder of this company," she said quietly, her voice full of calm authority. Nathan's face drained of color as he snatched the paper, his hands trembling. He quickly scanned it, his disbelief growing. "This is impossible," he stammered. But it wasn't impossible. It was the truth. "You spent years laughing at people like me, thinking I was just another invisible worker," Emily said, her voice steady and composed. "But while you were distracted with your arrogance, I was making quiet moves. Now I own what you thought was yours." The room fell into a stunned silence. The executives who had spent their careers believing their success was a result of their own genius were now faced with a reality they hadn't seen coming. The balance of power had shifted, and they had no idea how to respond. Emily stood there, her smile filled with the patience of someone who had waited for the right moment. "From now on, things will be different. You've ruled with arrogance for far too long. Now, I'm here to change the game." The executives had nothing left to say. The empire they thought was theirs was now under her control, and Emily, who had once been invisible, was now the one in power.